Hey world, it's your girl Karma Ye.
Hello, hello. This is Yaya Femi.
And this is episode 3 of The Warlock Whores. Today we have a lovely guest, as you can see, Miss Yaya Femi.
Hola.
And we are going to be talking about relationships, various relationship dynamics and attachment styles. But to kick it off, would you like to introduce yourself to the people?
Yes, y'all. Hey, everybody. What's up? This is Yaya Femi. I'm not just a fitness trainer. I'm a fitness hero. Like, I'm part of the fitness community based in Willingboro, New Jersey. And, I love what I do. I like changing lives, and that's my life. I do this for a living.
Super dope.
Yes.
And I know she does because she has been a personal trainer to myself. And I can tell you she's very good at what she does. She pushes people past the limits, past the limits that they believe
I'm the
for
drill
themselves.
sergeant. I'm the glute therapist too. Like,
yes.
Oh,
yes. Build those buns.
Yes.
Right off
Big
the
booty
bat.
energy all day.
Yeah. So, we're going to kick it off with relationships.
Okay.
We're going to kick it off with these questions here. 52 essential conversations. These are social and emotional intelligence cards that you can find online, Amazon. I purchased these from Amazon.
I like it.
They're a great way to break the ice, reflect, get to know what you would do in certain situations, think things through before they happen. So here we are. We have two. We picked two before the show.
Yes.
Intuitively, we picked two. You want to go ahead and start it off?
So the first one that I picked, this one says standing up. And I'm going to read it for y'all. Describe a time when your friend asked you to do something that you didn't want to do or should not do. Anything you would do differently. And with my experience, it wasn't like anyone asked me to. It was more like I was being voluntold. But one thing,
voluntold. That's a
I
different
was
term.
voluntold.
That's a different term. Can you explain that
I
for
was
me?
told to do something, and it's more like this was past friendship experiences where like I kind of get dragged into drama.
Okay.
Little things like stalk somebody for someone and things like that. Yeah.
I see.
And all it does is affect my energy. Like, why are you dragging me into your hell? You handle that situation.
So that's something that happened.
Yeah. And I would go ahead and do it. I'll play FBI and stuff, or I'll check like the page to see if they blocked them and whatnot.
That's really real.
Yeah.
That's really real. I can respect that because I have experience with that myself. I respect that.
And anything that I would have done differently, I would have just straight up said no. Go and heal, sis.
Yeah.
Honestly.
For real.
Because
that takes a different mindset though because you at the time you thought you were helping.
Yeah.
But now you understand the energetics behind that. Yeah. I can relate to that.
Yeah, I'm at a point in my life where like I get it. You met at somebody and that person blocked you, or you going through that drama with someone, but when you bring everyone into your drama, energy is very, very contagious, and that's one thing I did learn. And if I were to do something differently, I would just straight up said no.
Yeah.
That's
real shit.
I never really knew how to stand up for myself.
No.
Just say no. Like, nah,
girl,
like I'm good. Don't leave me out of it.
That's a story. Learning
They
how
blocked
to say
you. They
no.
blocked you for a reason.
Yeah. That's deep on many different levels. A time that describe a time when your friend asked you to do something. I can go back as early as teenage years where we're in Target and my friend's like, let's get these shorts, and we're in there shoplifting. And then we get caught. Ooh, and it's like
days.
Yeah. It's like, I should say no, but these shorts are really cute and I don't got no money. I ain't got no job. I'm going to do it.
I said no.
And then you get caught and it's another story. So in that situation, I really wish, I would have not been a follower, even though we all make our own choices. But at that time, it's like, if they can do this, I could do this. We're cool. We'll get away with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, in that situation,
I've been in a situation like that in the Cherry Hill Mall.
Look at you.
Her and someone else was stealing. They looked at me. You want some? And I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, no.
See, in that moment,
if I get caught,
that should have been mine. No,
I don't know about your parents, but my parents are crazy. So nah.
Yeah, my parents. I considered myself like a feral child, like feral cats out in the street. My parents wanted me to be, on the right path, and they were disciplinarians and they tried to provide structure, but it was a little rebellion in me, and it was just like, no, So, you know, I would hang out with the wrong crew, find myself in situations such as that, you know. But it was necessary. I had to go through those things, right?
Yeah.
We got to go through those things to get where we are.
Yeah.
But yeah,
this
I like
the
that
growing
card.
stages of life.
Y'all. All right, I'm going to read mine. What does it mean? This is on leadership.
Oh.
What does it mean to be a good leader? I believe in order to be a good leader, you have to know how to follow. You have to know how to observe. You have to know how to read. Read the energy.
I agree with that.
Read the environment. Just take everything and have good understanding so that you can inspire the people around you because you're adapting to what they're going through.
Yeah.
But I feel like in order to be a good leader, you have to be confident. I think you have to not be afraid to fail and take risk or look like a fool because somebody got to go first and somebody got to fail to get the rest of the crew going.
Yeah.
So I feel like those are some important qualities of a leader. What about you?
And I want to piggyback off the confidence part. You have to trust your own judgment.
Yes.
You have to trust your own judgment. You can't really, I mean, it's cool to ask for advice, but one of the things that I did learn is that, you know, this is your business. They got their own business to handle.
Yes.
So you got to learn how to be comfortable in a situation where you have to make an executive decision. Yeah. And then you just got to go for it.
Yeah.
You got to go for it. And even if it's not like the best decision, at least you learn from it.
Yeah.
So yes,
definitely.
that's that.
That is very hard, and not a lot of people can do that because you, like you said, we don't always need to be asking for advice.
Yeah.
But we're always considering other people.
Right.
So it's like to be a leader, you have to know when to detach and say, what is the greatest outcome for the greater good?
Yeah.
Boom, stick to it and do it without fear of how.
Fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
I guess there's a bit of
fact.
fearlessness. Yeah. Dope. Next one.
The next one. This one is called finesse.
Finesse.
Woo. Name an emotion that you would like to get better at handling.
Oh, there's a few.
God wanted me to read this card. So my emotion that I struggle with, I got an anger problem. Ooh. I'm a little feisty. And I was told I was feisty today.
Miss Yaya Femi is an Aquarius, y'all.
Yeah, I'm an Aquarius.
Oh, they gonna hate our show now. Because you know they got something to say about Aquarius and Geminis.
Yo, I'm an Aquarius.
No, but I think the Aquariuses that I know, not to tell you about yourself because I can't do that, but there is a bit of a fire, a fierceness. Yes. And I don't know if it anger, comes out. But you guys don't hold back when you speak. But go ahead.
And I do have my moments where like little things will tick me off, like, you know, personal relationships that don't go well. And a part of me just wants to jab them.
Yeah. But that also ties into the fitness because you are super strong. How much do you deadlift?
I think my max is like 265.
This woman
pounds.
is so like deadlifting 260.
I can pick you up and throw you down.
So that probably explains why you want to just hold on.
Yeah,
I get it.
For real. And it's like one of those things that I had to learn this week was I cannot allow people to have power over my emotions, and that's my weakness. Yes. I let people get the best of me.
Is that your weakness? For now. Because we're working on it. Because we're aware. Yeah,
I'm aware. That's the first step.
Yeah. But even though you have an anger issue, seeing you, because I follow Miss Yaya Femi, and if you're not, you will after this episode. I hope so. But following you and just seeing how you handle yourself on social media, you training me, you know, just seeing how you carry yourself, you do it in a healthy way. Yeah. You seem to manage your emotion of anger in a healthy way. But it's always good to want to get better at handling things.
Yeah. But my little human emotion.
Yeah.
That's all.
I know all about that.
I'm getting better at it. I'm not perfect.
No, we are not.
Came to this world flawed. That's me.
I'm still, that's the shadow. We're going to talk about that though, the shadow.
Yes.
For me, name an emotion that you would like to get better at handling. For me, I'm going to say it's between disappointment and rejection. It's between those for me.
Wow.
And I feel like they both go hand in hand, because to be rejected, you're going to feel disappointed. And if you're disappointed, there's some sense of just like loss, which rejection is like to lose, get rid of, push away.
Yeah.
So those two things, I can handle it. I process it. I get through it. But there is something that it taints me in the beginning when it first hits. And I would just like to see myself bounce back quicker. But I do understand it's all about the process. Before the show, we've been talking about death and rebirth. So I guess seeing it in that sense, the rejection, it's not meant for me. I wish I could tell myself that sooner, and then get through it sooner. But that hits me kind of hard from time to time.
I got a message.
What's your message? What's your message?
Rejection is God's redirection.
Ooh. Thank you.
That's redirection.
Thank you, Vessel.
When you're told no is next opportunity.
No, next N-O.
People, things, opportunities, whatever.
Thank you.
And I hate that rejection feeling too. I be getting mad, but you know what?
It's the higher consciousness stuff.
God has something else in store for you.
Y'all hear that?
Yeah.
So the next time that somebody tells you no, N-O, it's
next opportunity.
That is dope.
Yes.
That's dope. Thank you.
I learned that this week.
This week?
This week was a very learning experience.
I hear you. Listen. And look, but you paid it forward. You had to struggle to help me fly. So now I know. Right. All right. And I have one more.
Yeah.
Compliment. Okay, so this one is personal. Take turns filling in the blank. I learned blank from you. Something that I've learned from you, witnessing you on social media.
Yeah.
I have learned an expression, like self-expression, and sharing your opinions, because sometimes I notice you posts that can be controversial. You're calling out things that we see in society, whether it's inequality, whether it's abuse, whether it's protecting your energy and disappointing people. Like, I see you post these things and you just say your opinion freely. And then, you know me, I'm in the comments. I'm like, what's going on here? And I'm watching you. Sometimes people come on there super hard, ready to attack you.
Oh, yeah.
I see it. But then you come back and you hold your ground. You don't get too disrespectful, but you let them know, like, this is my thoughts. And if you don't like it, you can exit left. But that is what I can say that I've learned watching you interact on social media. Stay true to yourself. You do it with grace, but stay true to yourself and express yourself and what you believe.
I've been like that since I was like 18, 19. When I first got on Facebook, my mouth, I have a lot to say. And I'm one of those people, like, if I see something, I'm going to speak on it. Yeah. There's certain things that aren't really worth your energy, but sometimes you got to address stuff. Sometimes you're going to shake the table, but that's just the way it is. And I can care less what you say. Yeah. And I have people that have thrown like personal jabs at me and things like that. And that's fine with me. I know my life. So you're not offending me one bit.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. That has to do with confidence. That has to do with your secure relationship with yourself and not being influenced by other people. But that's very inspiring.
Yeah,
it's very inspiring. And you've been doing it since 18. So girl, you done worked on that. You done honed that ability that you have, and I find it inspiring. Me, I try to express myself on social media, but sometimes I find that I feel like what I want to talk about might be too spiritual or too. I feel as though I don't want to. I don't know. I don't feel talking about topics.
Don't be afraid to speak on it.
Yeah, talking about things like I want to say, relationship wise. Was it? I feel like I saw a post about. It might have been polygamy. It might have been something where it was like a man wants to treat two women but doesn't have a 2-woman budget. It was something along the lines of that. And I'm like, oh shit, she said that thing. She said that shit.
Oh yeah,
and I was like, I could never imagine. But it's like, but she has a point, and that's some real shit. So I compliment you on that, because I haven't built that up in myself yet.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it.
That's dope.
I say what people are thinking.
That is dope.
So for me, this is what I learned from you. I learned your energy, and I absolutely admire how you don't like tune yourself down for anyone. And I had that issue with my energy. You know, I got a big bubbly hyper energy, and anybody else that know me knows I am not a chill person. And sometimes I do have my moments where I feel like I need to like close myself just a little bit when I'm around like certain people. But I remember when I first met you, your energy was like, hi. And I'm just like, I like her.
Thank you.
Yes. So,
but I see the same in you. I don't see the tone down. And maybe that's because my energy resonates with you. So you feel open. Right. But I am grateful to be seen by you in that way because your confidence is whoosh.
Yeah.
And I love it.
I do my best.
You do.
Yes.
You do. And it's seen. But I'm touched by that. Yes. And that will wrap up our segment of questions. I really like these things. I do these things with my kids. Yeah, that's why I got them. It gets you to thinking. It just puts you in situations before they happen. Love it. Yeah. All right.
It's a great icebreaker.
Right. Okay.
To learn.
We are going to. I feel like this is so formal. You're gonna do some editing, I know.
Hey,
Lana gotta do some editing, y'all. Right. Mind you, as you can see, Fani is not here today, so I am sitting in on the chair, and we have our lovely guest again, Yaya Femi, and we are flowing. Okay.
Flowing and glowing.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Relationships. Let's talk about some building blocks of what makes a solid bond. How can a person show up in any type of relationship and be solid, help that foundation?
Communicate.
That's a very big one. Communication.
That's all you got to do is talk.
Give me your why.
We are not in a place to read minds, and I can't read your mind. I'm not a psychic. Things like that. And sometimes you got to speak how you feel.
Yeah.
Even if there's something that's making you uncomfortable, there's something that you don't like about me, we got to learn that today. That's all a part of building a relationship. Just speak on it.
Yes.
Just speak on it. Be like, yo, I don't like that you did that yesterday. That made me feel like shit. Things like that. That's how it starts.
That takes a level of vulnerability, though.
Yeah.
That takes being seen. And that takes away that a false sense of like, oh, it's all good. It's all. Yeah. You really have to be able to meet a person. I think people are owed that. But I feel like the way that we have been raised to, oh, it's okay. People please.
Yes.
So that's something that needs to be unlearned. Jesus. But communication is definitely number one to make something. You got to be able to express yourself. So I'm there with you on that.
Yeah.
Something that I think a building block for a healthy bond. I think honesty, but I feel like honesty falls under communication because that's something that we express. I feel like outside of communication, boundaries.
Yes.
I feel like boundaries are a strong building block for a relationship. Communication and boundaries. For me, from my experience, in any relationship that I've had, whether it was intimate or platonic or professional, there have been times where I have just been so open to tolerating things and accepting things from people. And then by the end of the day, I'm like, I have no energy for my own children. I'm irritated because they done jumped on me or, just absorbing things from other people. But since doing the work and learning about boundaries and just saying, you know what, I do not have the space for this right now, or I'm only available between these days, or you know what, let's schedule a quarterly get together. Yeah. Most of me and my friends, I have a few friends where we have to get on the calendar and schedule a time to sit down and talk because it's like we respect each other's time.
Yes.
It's like certain boundaries that you start from the rip. That also comes with being able to not read people because some people don't know how to express boundaries, but you learn them through their actions.
Right.
Am I getting too sciencey on y'all?
Right. That's a fact. I like that one.
You do?
Yes. And that's the issue that I always have with boundaries. Because like if you don't set those boundaries that you're speaking of, you start spreading yourself too thin. Yeah. You start feeling burnt out. So you really got to set that boundary and be like, listen, I give myself a few days.
Right.
That's that.
And then after that happens, Once you, but that's the thing about relationships too. It's like when you don't set those boundaries, and then shit starts to build up, and you like, you know what?
Yeah,
then people taking it super personal. People take it super personal, and they're like, you're acting different.
Yeah,
you're doing this when it's like, no, I just need some time for me. But that's where, Lionel, we were talking about this earlier, like codependency and just not knowing the separation of.
And even I had my moments where like if I feel like I spread myself too thin, or if I feel a little burnt out or whatever, I felt like I've been around people all day, because that's energetically exhausting, being around people. Sometimes I may not respond to you right away, and I'm gonna hit you later like, my bad, I just needed some time to myself. That's it. And that's the boundary that I set. I try to let people know like in advance. So that's something that I'm working on too.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
To let people know in advance.
Right.
And it's also something that you don't have to do. Because I have found that in some of my more recent friendships, because before I knew nothing about boundaries, but it's, I'm at a point in my life where if I don't hear from you, I trust that you're good. And when you come around, how are you? It's not where you been, guilt tripping and shit like that. You understand? So it's like that. I need some time for myself.
Yeah.
Respect. Check in a way that's like, hey, hope all is well. Thought of you today. Boom, leave it at that. That's boundary. That's respect. Yeah. A word that I looked up this week: reverence.
Ooh,
reverence. Do you know what reverence means?
Remind me.
I thought you were going to spit the definition out. I was going to say, damn, well, I thought it was a fancy. I thought you didn't know what it meant.
I was like,
I didn't know what it meant.
Give me a minute.
It means a deep respect, like an unconditional respect, to have reverence for someone. I feel like if you can go into, I guess you have to build that over time. But I feel like that's necessary too when forming bonds, like to just have like a deep unconditional respect.
Yeah.
But again, energy plays a part in that.
Yes.
Because we're not all supposed to mesh well together. Sometimes it's just like we don't blend.
Yeah.
So the boundary is we just don't.
I like that. Yeah.
Mess with each other.
Yeah. But at least you get to respect each other. Even if you two don't mesh well, and that's where the boundaries set.
Yeah.
You got to set those boundaries. Like, listen, I know we may not mesh or we clash a lot, but watch your mouth.
Yeah. See, and that's that trainer anger shit right there. Watch your mouth.
Watch your mouth.
See, I'm not brave enough for that yet. That's because you deadlifting 260. Yo, watch your mouth. Because if you don't, bam.
Yo, facts.
Nah,
and that goes back to setting boundaries, because it's like you learn that, listen, with friendships, personal relationships, I think that's why a lot of things kind of fail, because we expect to learn each other already. No, you come in and then you make these, these building blocks to build a relationship. One of those things is setting a boundary.
Yes.
Because sometimes we have other friends and we're like a certain way with other friends, and then I come to you with that same type of energy, and it may not, it may not be for you, and that's cool.
Yeah. But that does not mean, because as humans, I feel like we are flexible and we should be exposing ourselves to an array of people. Different types of people. So that's where it's like, that's a challenge within itself to open up and say, okay, this isn't exactly how that is, but I'm willing to take my time and learn you so I can respect you, because there's something here that is teaching me something, and we support each other in a way. So that works.
That definitely works.
That works. What else? So we have communication, boundaries. That's all about trust. See, I feel like trust is important.
It's like earned.
See?
It's earned.
See, that's where my spirituality comes into play, though.
I don't automatically trust people when I first meet them. Don't get me wrong. I may like you, but as far as trust, like, do I trust you with my life?
See?
That comes with time.
It does.
And not a long time, but once I really get to know you and I'm able to trust you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's when that trust comes.
That's real.
Yeah. Once I say I trust you, then it's like, all right, cool.
Yeah. It's like you don't give, and I feel like we need trust to connect.
Yeah.
And in any situation, there's always a sense of trust, whether it's 100% or not, but you need a little drop, a dose of trust to even initiate an attempt. So there is trust either way. In those situations, and this might be just a spiritual principle of mine, where it's like, you trust because it's happening. This is here to present me something. So I'm trusting that whether this works or not, I'm trusting that I'm going to learn a lesson here.
Yeah.
I'm going to learn a lesson, or I'm going to be blessed with your presence, or it's going to be a lesson and we just not going to work. But I feel like that trust is there. Like there has to be some sense of trust as a building block.
That was something that I was learning too. I learned a lot in my life.
Yeah.
Oh, my life. I had to fight because I went
fight.
through a lot of friendship trauma. Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, trusting people, that took a lot of time to like not expect people betraying me.
Yeah.
So that was my
sorry.
issue.
No, I'm sorry. I feel like, and not to minimize you, but with the way that society is and how we are surviving out here these days, I feel like a lot of people feel that way. Like, all right, I'm fucking with you, but in the same breath, I'm waiting for you to show me yourself because I know what you're capable of, because I know what I'm capable of, and I'm not about to let you play. Like, that is, it's sad.
Yeah.
That is very sad, because we really are all here
like,
to connect.
I'm like waiting for you to do something wrong, because that's what I feel.
Waiting for the other shoe to drop is the phrase that I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's sad, but it's understandable. I have found that in some ways, and this has nothing to do with me waiting to be betrayed, but sabotaging, self-sabotage. So because I have been betrayed or I have been hurt and disappointed, sometimes I will get in my own way and I will push people away, not even intentionally, but I'll act cold, or I'll be detached and distant because I'm observing and trying to analyze something instead of just being present and taking things as they are. So that waiting for somebody to betray me has gotten in the way for sure, and it has pushed people away.
Definitely does.
Yeah.
It does.
It
blocks a lot of blessings. It does. Like, God is placing people in my life. Like, all right, I removed all these people who did you wrong. I'm placing new people in your life. Why? What are you doing? Yeah. That's what I feel like he's saying. Yeah. So yes,
I can understand that, and sometimes it has to go that way.
Yeah. I've learned these past few years about that I'm finally accepting happiness. Like, I'm actually at peace. Like, I love my circle of friends. I'm around a good group of people.
That's beautiful.
So sometimes I'd be like, nah, they're gonna do something to me, just watch. But now it's like I'm still learning, and it takes time to learn. Like, you know, I'm not an expert just yet, but like, just accepting the fact that good people are in my life is helping me a lot. Yeah.
But now, can you break it down? What makes them, just for the sake of relationships, and what makes
I have
a solid
great
bond?
Support system. Like, we communicate. They got my back. They check on me. I check on them. The energy is reciprocated.
Yeah, that's important.
And that's all I like. Yeah, that's all we need. That's it. And that's what makes us a great circle. Yeah. And I may not see them and talk to them every single day, but we still like this. Like, the bond is still there.
Yeah.
So
tribe. Tribe. Yeah.
Yes. Like, all the bad seeds are gone. And I've seen that.
I can't say that all of we're calling them bad seeds. I don't know if I want to call them bad seeds, but I'm going to say the ones that did not align with my path. Yeah. Because they might be good seeds for someone else.
Oh, I straight up call them bad seeds. Like, nah, you a bad seed, bro.
Get out of my soul.
Hey, get out.
I'm going to say the ones that did not align. I'm at a point on my journey where I try to be compassionate, but that can also be a weakness. I'm gonna call it a weakness. I was against saying that I have any weaknesses, and look at you. You came on and you said one of my weaknesses. So I'm gonna claim that as mine right now. Sometimes my unconditional, or my idea of compassion and understanding and empathy, sometimes that can rob. It's robbing me. Yeah. Yeah. So I still have some attachments in my life that I know that I could probably do without, but because I'm being understanding and I'm making excuses. Look, I'm breaking that shit down right now with you. Like, aha moment. I make excuses for people. And I'm like, you know what? I understand that. But just because I understand it does not mean that I have to allow it. That's where loving from a distance comes in. And it's like, I know your heart and I know what you want to be, but you're not being that for me. So I have to I have to know when to say enough, I love you, but I can't.
Yeah. I wish you all the best. Yeah. I'm detaching myself.
And that's when we get rid of them bad seeds.
Yes.
And we're back. Yes. So, as you all know, we are here discussing relationships, various relationship dynamics, and attachment styles. So, I'm just going to slide right on into attachment styles because this is something that I am working in, being that I am in.
I feel like there should be a tight zoom in on my face.
Attachment styles. Is that something you're working on too, or something that you're aware of within yourself?
I just want to let y'all all know, I'm very transparent. So, I do see a therapist. I have a lot of weaknesses. Like, this girl got some issues.
Nah.
Yeah, I do see a therapist. So
that's
a
bow down. That's commend. I've been in therapy all my life since I was a child, y'all, against my will. They done medicated me and everything. Not now, but as a child, they try to hit me with the ADHD and shit like that.
Oh, dang.
And I see it.
I started therapy last year after my 30th birthday. That was a gift to myself.
That is a beautiful gift. That is an investment in yourself.
Yes.
In your mental health.
Yeah. I came a long way. I'm getting there. Definitely came a long way. And
I don't know a previous version of you.
I'm glad you didn't.
Only what I've seen on social media, and that wasn't even that long ago.
Yeah.
Like I've seen you bloom but you're still blooming.
Yeah.
But I can't say what you were before, but from what I see now, your therapy is a beautiful thing. You're at a great place to receive that and work on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It has taught me a lot. Like, life happens. You're going to have your moments where, like, a lot of your emotions are still going to come out, but it's how you deal with it now. And then you can hold yourself accountable too. So it's a lot.
Accountability,
learning,
very important.
yes. One hell of an experience.
That's another building block of building a solid bond, being able to be accountable.
Yes.
Because if it's always somebody else's fault, you're going to be a lonely ass person.
Exactly.
In your life,
Exactly.
You got to be able to own your part because it always takes two. That's one thing I'm learning. It always takes two. It's no right or wrong. It's let's figure this out because you did this, that affected me in that way.
That part.
So accountability is beautiful.
Yeah.
I commend you on your journey with therapy starting at 30.
Yeah.
I feel like 30 for me was me coming into my consciousness. I'm getting ready to be 33, but I became more conscious at 30 and I was able to appreciate things. Something just clicked at 30 for me.
It's crazy how you tell me your age, but like deep in my mind, I'm like, she's spiritually older. I feel like you're 40. Not like as far as looks or anything, but spiritually. I feel like you're older.
I've gotten that.
Yeah, like you lived a little longer.
And that's life. Because I had to, like you said, we done been through some things.
Yeah.
And I carried it, but I carry it well. And that's a part of the journey too.
Yes.
But accountability, definitely going into that with the building blocks of a solid bond. You introduced that. You introduced being in therapy, accountability. I want to say we were talking about attachment styles. Yes. That's what we were. Look, you see how like that there.
Yes.
Like that there.
Attachments.
Yes.
Woo.
So I am learning that is something that I'm also working on. I am not currently in therapy, but I have been doing a self-healing journey. I follow a psychologist called Nicole LePera. She has a book out called How to Do the Work, and her work has been very life transformational for me. Not shadow work, inner child work.
Ooh.
Reparenting yourself. And by doing that work, I have discovered that I have embodied an anxious attachment style for a large portion of my relationships, and it has showed up in every relationship. And what it's anxious, there's multiple. I think there's 4 different attachment styles, main ones. There's anxious, avoidant, and secure.
Wow.
I am anxious attachment style, and what that means is I need more reassurance because
that's probably me too.
Growing up, even though my parents are living and they're present, but I was in a system where I was in group homes where there's lots of people. You know, I didn't get one-on-one attention. I had to kind of stand out to get the extra special treatment, the extra snack at night.
Yeah.
I said, this sounds so crazy. To get the extra snack, to be the one to sit in the front seat with the staff, you know, be the favorite. So it's like I had to learn how to perform and get reassurance and things like that to know. So when I look back and I look at my relationships now when it's one-on-one, and not now because I am doing the work. Yeah. Shout out to Dr. Nicole LePera because I've been doing the work. But I've noticed that in my past relationships, say if I get a silent treatment, but that's an abusive thing, silent treatment. Yeah. But if somebody is feeling away and I don't know right away what is going on with them, that will eat at me. And now I feel like I need to, what's wrong? Are you okay?
Yes. That's me. I completely understand.
So I was there. And today, after doing the work, and I'm not perfect because the shit comes up and it's an ongoing journey. Mm-hmm. But today I can observe myself and say, you know, let me give that person some space. They have their own scenario in their head. I'm just assuming. I don't really know.
That it's about you.
Yeah. It may not be all about me.
Right.
But that's that anxious attachment style.
Yep.
Now, what
and
about
that's literally like what I went through.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if you don't talk to me for a while, I was like, dang, you don't like me no more.
Yeah. Like what's wrong with me? I love how you just simplified that shit. You don't like me no more? No, for real. That's really what it's like.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And I would literally hit you up like, hey, I hope all is well, just for you to say something. So I learned the same thing, that it may not be about me. It may not be anything personal. Yes. They could just be going through this stuff. So you got to allow yourself to give them that space. Like, you know, I'm going to give them a few days. If, you know, they don't hit you up, you can probably check on them. Yeah. They'll still be a friend. But, you know, when they're ready to talk to you, they will.
So would you say your attachment style has been anxious attachment? Mm-hmm. I've never really been an avoidant. I've been like a head-on, what's going on, talk to me kind of person. Yeah. So I can't claim the avoidant, but definitely anxious. Mm-hmm. So we share that journey. Okay. I respect you for your transparency is beautiful. Mm-hmm. That's dope. So with that attachment style, our next topic is polygamy and polyamory. And with that attachment style, let me tell you, I'm not built for that. But I know that you have an experience. So I'm interested to hear. Teach me something, please.
Where's the zoom in on the camera? So a lot of people don't know this, but I mean, it was not much to really bring up because it was very, very brief. But I was in a Sunni marriage.
Sunni, I've never heard that.
It's something that's involved in Islam.
Yes.
So I was, involved with a Muslim man. He already had a wife, so he actually mentioned polygamy to me. And at first, I wasn't really with it. I was like, "Nigga, I would cut you."
Okay.
I don't do the whole sharing a man thing, but eventually, like, I dove into it. Like, what I do with everything else.
Can I ask your why for diving in?
Why? You know what? I'm very open. I'm very open-minded, and I was just like, I decided to do my research on polygamy, and I was like, I'm going to give this a chance. But it didn't work out mainly because we just weren't compatible.
Got it.
So I would joke around and say, yeah, that's my ex-husband, but he ain't my damn ex-husband. It was a spiritual, verbal contract that we did together, and that was it. I don't know how accurate it was. Maybe he was trying to finesse his way to mess with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my first experience with polygamy.
Okay.
Yes.
You say first, meaning multiple, but I want to dissect this one right quick. Hold on. No, respect to you for being open to trying it. And because you just owned, you said from the beginning, it's like, nah, I cut you. I'm not sharing, because that's where I am. And I can't even blame that on attachment. I'm not cutting nobody. At least I haven't been pushed there yet. Let me not speak that. Let's take that back.
Yeah, that was my first one. I have not spoken to him since. I know he goes by another name on Facebook, so I can't even find him and even like show you a picture or anything. I just know he live in Philly.
We don't need to do that now. Yeah.
Right. My ass. I'll be like, look, this thing right here.
We overcoming them ways.
Yes. And I'm also I was also open to being part of another established relationship with someone else that was already married. They had children together. They got their own house, everything. And they were open into inviting a sister wife into their household.
Sister wife.
Yes.
Oh, that reminds me of like A Handmaid's Tale. You ever watch that show on Hulu? That's my shit. It's crazy and disturbing, but the writer, sister wives.
Listen,
we birthing babies. We doing it all.
There's polygamy, and then there's that kind of polygamy.
Yeah, that's like slavery. Yeah. That was like slavery for women and shit.
Right.
That was crazy for women.
But they were a good couple. Like, I thought we connected pretty well. It wasn't anything perverted. Mm-hmm. So I trusted him. So
that's what made that one work.
Mm-hmm. So it really, it was brief too. We were really just getting to know each other, but something else happened in my life that I felt like I couldn't focus on that. I was too attached to someone else.
Got it. So while you were in that sister wife were getting into it, there was someone else on the outside that you weren't ready to. Okay.
Yeah, and I ended up connecting with that person.
And that person, that person was not polyamorous.
No.
Which is about dating multiple people and being okay with it.
What, the person that I connected with?
Yes.
Oh, that other person.
They were going for it.
Oh, he was a whore. But
okay. Okay.
He was a whore. So
judgment.
I was too attached to that person. So I was like, listen, I'm just too like attached to this person right now. So it's just like, I mean, we could still be cool. So everybody was just cool. I still talk to them to this day, like once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I respect you for being open to try it. I couldn't see not where I am now.
Yeah.
Like I'm the type of trauma that I have carried, I can be highly sensitive, and it's very comforting and secure for me to know that I have the undivided support and commitment from one person, and they're going to hold me down and we're going to build something. I can see and witness the sister wives or the polygamy. And I think it's beautiful when it comes down to survival.
Yeah.
When it has to do with building, raising kids. Like when we look back centuries ago when we were hunter-gatherers, hunting food and having, multiple just village style.
Yeah. It's just a different family structure. And that's what made me a little more open about it. Because I'm like, that. You know what? If me and her get along, we can watch each other's children.
Beautiful.
And I can watch her kids. Or, there can be a multiple income household, things like that. Like there's ways of doing it. That's like literally like the only way I would probably ever do it. Because for the most part, a lot of people are just very perverted and they just want to have their cake and eat it too.
That's where I was going to go.
That's what demonizes polygamy.
Yes.
Pretty much. Because it's not polygamy. It's
at that point. It's
polyamory.
Just polyamory.
Why that word be kicking my ass?
But you said it pretty well. Polyamory.
I had to sound it out.
You did well. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm with you on that. I feel as though it is exactly what you said. In today's, I feel like, and not to go into the state of where we are, but I feel like back then when it was respected and looked at, and it still is respected, I'm sure, in some places, but we have kind of perversed it. Is that a word? It's more perverted now.
It's way more perverted.
Because we live in a time where everything is easy.
Yeah.
Everything is, it's not about survival because everything is at like a push of a button or this. So it's like, I'm satisfied in every other way, but I want more. I want to try that one. I want to try this one. I want to try that one.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. Yeah. It's just, that one person just wants options.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. And then the girl who's like committed to this man, he may have been a cheater in the past. And that's another issue. Wow. He may have been a cheater. So she'll settle for that lifestyle and be like, you're going to cheat anyway. So might as well just let you do it in front of me.
That's sad.
Yeah.
That's sad.
And that's like, there's people who practice this, but they have bad intentions. So would I be in a polygamous relationship now? No, I wouldn't for this reason. And not for nothing, it's not legal in this country. So if you're the sister wife, I don't think you get benefits.
No. So there's a certain position you want to play if you are going to be in it.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's like a written agreement that you can probably do. Yeah. I've never got that deep into polygamy, but it's like you're really just there.
Yeah.
With no benefits. So with that being said, you're probably just the mistress. You just the side chick that's just there and she's cool
sad.
with
it. Yeah, that's I would feel used. Because if I'm coming into something that's already established, I'm going to feel like, well, what you going to do when y'all get like, it's complicated.
Yeah.
And I know I need me a one and only.
Yeah, like, and that's where I'm at right now. I just want my man, and I just want my man to want me, and that's it. Like,
that's a beautiful thing.
I just want us to want each other.
Yes.
Because with that, another thing is that a lot of people say they want polygamy, but they don't understand the reality of it. Like, I just brought up the whole benefits thing. Yeah. So if God forbid you pass away, what does the other wife get? So you got to think about stuff like that. Another thing is like, are you financially stable enough to provide for 2 women? They can have their own careers and start businesses or whatever, but you still got to take care of your whole household.
Yeah.
They have multiple children. If you give them both children, then what? You know how expensive one child is?
Oh, I do. I have 2.
Yes. So it's expensive. It's expensive to have a household like that. So you got to think about things like that.
It's definitely complicated, but when you put it that way, it makes it seem as if it is doable if you are in that tax bracket.
Yeah.
You could do what you want to do. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to have any experience with that anytime soon.
No. Yeah. Even with swinging, the polyamory, I've experienced that before too. Child.
I haven't. I've been in situations where I felt like, oh, I just recently learned what a unicorn is. I use the unicorn emoji and my people are like, Carmen, why would you put that? I'm like, because it's a mystical creature. Like, no, that means that you're down for the get down. I'm like, what? Because a unicorn, I guess, from my understanding, it has to do with being like, come, like, we're going to capture you and we're going to take you back and we're going to, you're ready to party. Like that kind of thing.
Was I a unicorn?
I don't know. You can share your experience and let the people observe.
I mean, dang, I hope my family don't watch this.
They might, girl, because we blowing up. We're like,
if you are related to me, just don't continue watching.
Pause.
Because I don't need y'all knowing my business.
Stop the tape.
And I don't need anybody else going back and you know she did this, right?
It's too late. Yeah,
we grown.
It's too late. It's too late. We here now.
But I had a threesome with an engaged couple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I love your transparency. Yo.
Yeah. So I've dabbled into that lifestyle as well. I've even been invited to like swinger parties, like they're like mansion parties.
I've heard of those kind of parties.
I never been to one though. I just like once I experienced that threesome, which was cool. It was a great experience. It's one of those things that you do like once in your lifetime and that's it. It's overrated.
Yeah.
But it was a cool experience. Yeah. And that's not something I would do with my man. I don't want to like be searching for girls and stuff. And you got to invite people into your relationship. That's like inviting someone else that you don't even know into
all
your
I think about
circle of energy.
When you talk about this, we talk about all that great stuff, sex and all of that. All I can think about is my fucking nervous system. All I can think about is my nervous system and how just like, like I couldn't imagine. Disregard or disrespect for people who are, because people are with it.
Yeah,
because they've been through some things and
like
are mentally strong.
Couple
in these ways.
that I connected with, like they're a dope ass couple. Like they're very confident, they're very secure in their relationship, so they're able to invite. And I shouldn't say secure, but they are with the shits to where like they can invite people into their relationship. And they have that foundation to stick together if anything were to happen.
Yeah. I would love to do research on that just to understand like our history and our species and what we like, are we supposed to be, because they talk about soulmates and bonds, but then they also talk about where nobody really belongs to you and you should be free to explore and do what you want and things like that. So it's like it's a balance between those two, and somehow people find a way to be secure in themselves, to be like, hey, you want to go sleep with someone else? That's perfectly fine because I'm going to go and da-da-da-da. But we're going to come back and no.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, was she prettier than me? Did she call your name by the night? No. Go sleep with that bitch. Yo. I can't. I'm not built for it.
Yeah,
I'm not.
Lot.
You hear me?
And it was cool. And you know what? I didn't have any attachments, any emotional attachments to them. So I can't really say
That's
for
a big factor.
Because I didn't do it with my man. I did it with someone else's man.
That's
and
a big
she
factor.
was with it.
That's
difference.
key. That's a key factor.
Yeah. It's a big
emotional
difference. And you got to think about it. Like, could the other girl be attached? What if you get the other girl pregnant? You got to think about things like that.
Where I am just on my journey, I just energy.
Yeah.
Energy. I don't want no complications. I want things clear. I can't, it just doesn't. And it's all good. I can watch go on Pornhub and see somebody else doing it, but I just can't envision it for myself.
And I've been invited to people's relationships, like more than just a threesome, but they'd be looking for like another girlfriend or something. And I'll just be like, you know, I'm open to it, but at the same time, I'm like, that's energetically exhausting to deal with two people at the same time.
On top of yourself.
Yes. You got to deal with one person, then you got to deal with another person. Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. And I'm a mom. I could not imagine.
And do you want to like deal with it, like have a relationship with the same sex if you're not gay like that? Like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, nah, this ain't it. I'd rather just have my own man and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And just live my little boring life.
You're like, ain't nothing boring about your life, girl.
Right. We can make it spicy, just the two of us.
Yeah. But I think you're really brave because it takes a lot of courage and confidence to be able to show up in those type of environments and say, I'm here, knowing that you're going to go and you're leaving a part of yourself behind and they get to experience you in that way. Yeah. Then you head on home and then who knows what happens with them after that, whether they're really cool or there's some, you know, that's not your business because you kept it moving. Yeah. But it's just, I want to educate myself more on that. I respect your bravery for doing it. You took one for the team.
I sure did.
Because I ain't doing it.
I sure did. I really did.
You did.
Between
but you learned
both polygamy and
the swinging. Something that we just touched on, something that we just mentioned in that last is the relationship with self. Well, I just mentioned relationship with self, and I feel like that is the most important relationship, to be able to show up, whether you're into swinging, whether you're into polygamy, whether you're into polyamory, whether you're into monogamy. It's that relationship with self that helps you understand your attachment style, that helps you understand what you can and cannot accept from other people. So I feel like we all know that's the most important conversation. Your relationship with yourself. When going into those relationships, where were you on your journey?
You know what? On that journey, I felt like it was less of me, if that makes sense. Like, and that's why I kind of backed out of it, because like I felt like it wasn't a place for me in that at all. I'd rather just focus on one person and be an individual with myself. But to deal with multiple people, it just wasn't like my energy wasn't with it. Yeah. And they're not bad people. They're amazing people, but nah. Yeah. Like we cool though. But that's it. Yeah. That's it. I'd rather just like, I feel like when you do something and you really know it's not for you, you feel like you're losing yourself.
You're betraying yourself.
Yeah. And that's
giving yourself away. Yeah.
And that's when I learned to build a relationship with myself and really be honest with myself. Like, is this something that you really want to pursue or not? Don't feel like a lot of people will say, well, you know, people are just really insecure because they're not open to polygamy. No, it has nothing to do with insecurity. It's just something that you're not with, and that's cool.
Yeah. I can say, I don't know if I can say that insecurity is a reason why I will not, but it could be. Yeah, it could be though. It could, because it's my attachment style. Yeah, and that's perfectly fine. As far as my relationship with myself and showing up in relationships, whether it's monogamous or whatever I decide to do. Right now it's monogamous and I'm cool with that. I just know that my relationship with myself, I want to embody what I want from other people. So I'm going to embody the accountability. I'm going to embody the compassion and the understanding, because I do understand being somebody of an anxious attachment style. I understand you got to give that person grace, because I deserve grace. Yeah. You want to, you know, accept like that person, hold them accountable, hold yourself accountable, set the boundaries. Let's bring it all full circle. It's like, that's the relationship with myself. And I'm going to embody that with the person that I'm trying to connect with.
I like that. Yeah. I learned from you today.
I learned from you too. Yeah. No, you're so brave. Yeah. You are so brave. I hope you come back.
I want to come back.
I think you'll come back.
Yes, let's speak into existence. Ooh. I want to speak that into the atmosphere.
Ooh. Let's speak it. Okay, so to wrap it up, tell our audience a way that they can strengthen their relationship with themselves so that they make good decisions on who they're connecting with, however they're connecting with them.
One of the things that I learned in therapy was starting with your core belief. core belief is the
values.
What you believe about yourself.
Yes.
You can write them down. Write down your core beliefs and start from there. Because that relationship with yourself and what you feel about yourself and how you see yourself will affect other relationships and what you tolerate, what you what you tolerate. Yeah. Because a lot of things that you how do I put this in words? One of the things that I learned about core belief was that I had a very, very rough core belief. I didn't really see myself highly like a lot of people do. So I felt like I didn't deserve a lot of good things that actually come my way now. And that's probably why I had the trust issues the attachment issues stuff. So I always tell people, just write down your core belief because it really does have an effect on your life.
Yes, it does.
It does. It has
how
an
we
effect on
carry
your life.
our stories. That's what it is. It's like how we carry the stories, our experiences,
Yeah.
what we believe about our experiences,
Yeah.
whether it's like, it was me, I don't deserve, like you just said, I don't deserve. And I'm so glad that you're in a space now to see yourself because you are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
You can do it all.
It's like your overall experience with life. It helps you set those boundaries. It helps you build relationships with other people because you know what you want and you know exactly who you are.
Yes. I'm going to piggyback off of your core beliefs and I'm going to add your values. So outside of your beliefs, once you question your beliefs about yourself and you become clear of what it is that you want for yourself, you write those values down, what's important to you. Once you know your values, you're going to align with things that reflect that back to you.
Yeah.
And at that point, you don't have no time to be lining up with people that's going to bring you the drama, the people that's going to make you feel anxious. Because where I am now in my relationship, because I sat down and I said, I value security.
Yes.
I value clear communication. I value accountability. And right now I'm sitting in something where even when it's a little difficult, the conversation might be a little uncomfortable, but because they hold the same values as me, I feel safe. And we're going to build on that.
Yeah.
And that's solid.
That's solid.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That is definitely a fact.
Yeah. So working on yourself,
Yes.
relationship with yourself, core beliefs, question your beliefs, recreate. You are allowed to recreate your beliefs.
Yep.
And learn about your value, understand what you value, what is important to you, who do you want to be? And then from there, you kind of attract your tribe to you based on what it is that you're seeking. Yeah. And we show up. Bam. Well, yeah. Go ahead, just in case people miss where they can find you. Go ahead, let them know.
So, like, you can follow me on Instagram, Yaya Femi. I also have the link to my business page on Instagram, which is called Stone Active Fitness. So, if you are interested in training with me, you can look at my fitness content, my client progress. You can even look at my personal content too.
Yes.
So, Instagram is the way.
Yes. And just because she dropped her Instagram name, that don't mean she interested in your poly or your nothing else like that. So don't be sliding up in the DMs.
Yeah, because you'll be blocked.
Keep it cute. Boundaries blocked. But yeah, I really enjoyed this show.
I enjoyed it too. I had a great time. Thank you again. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So we
Officially a warlock whore.
Ew! You gotta say it.
Yes.
A lot of people judge, but you know what? That's an honor. We here and we being authentic.
Yes.
Warlock whores, what's up?
Yes.
See you next time.
Bye.